The Guanaboa Vale Police in St. Catherine have initiated an investigation into a shooting incident resulting in the death of a man and injury of a 34-year-old woman in Nasberry Grove on Thursday night. The deceased has been identified as 31-year-old Kevin Smith. According to reports, at approximately 11 p.m., 3 men, 2 of whom were armed, forcibly entered Smith's residence. A struggle ensued during which Smith and the woman sustained gunshot wounds. Upon their arrival, the police found Smith unresponsive and bleeding inside the house. Both victims were subsequently transported to the Spanish Town Hospital, where Smith was pronounced dead, and the woman remains hospitalized for treatment. During the storm, as others sought shelter indoors, Kayan Sterling's lifeless body lay on the ground. She had tragically been struck by a falling tree around 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday amidst Hurricane Beryl's approach, and her body remained exposed overnight until distraught neighbors and relatives finally removed her the following Thursday. When a news team visited the community, Sterling's cousin and landlord, Cleveland Thompson, expressed his ongoing struggle to comprehend why she had ventured outside. Residents explained that Sterling had gone out to investigate why her internet service had stopped, a short distance from where the service line ran to her house. Thompson emotionally questioned, "When I reach heaven or hell, I will ask her why she went up there to check the wire. See this wire here that goes around to her house. So, cousin, why did you have to go up there like that? Why did you go up there?" Residents recounted that after the wind intensified shortly after 2 p.m., Sterling, a hotel employee, lost her internet connection and asked one of her sons to check on it. He refused due to the storm. Around 2:30 p.m., she ventured outside herself and was tragically struck by a falling tree, dying instantly. Thompson, who had evacuated ahead of the storm and urged others to do so, shared his disbelief and sorrow upon learning of her death. He described the scene upon his return and the efforts to remove her body, noting the difficulties posed by the weather conditions. Sterling, who rented housing from Thompson, had been a resident for over 2 years and was remembered fondly as a diligent and ambitious young woman who was dedicated to her work and family. Her death, compounded by the distressing delay in removing her body, deeply affected the community, prompting Thompson to reflect on the need for change in how such situations are handled in Jamaica. "She's my family for life. She's a real young and good girl," Thompson remarked, highlighting Sterling's positive qualities and the impact of her untimely passing. Until late yesterday, the Jamaica Defense Force JDF was engaged in a search and rescue mission aimed at locating 11 fishermen who were reported missing since Tuesday, July 2. The operation was conducted by the Maritime Air and Cyber Command MACC of the JDF. According to the JDF, the fishermen departed from the Cow Bay area in St. Andrew aboard 3 canoe-type vessels on Saturday, June 29, with an intended destination of the Morant Cays. They were scheduled to return by Tuesday. After the fishermen and their vessels did not arrive as expected and attempts to contact them were unsuccessful, the JDF was notified yesterday to commence search and rescue efforts. In a press statement, the JDF has confirmed that all its search and rescue assets are now fully operational following the passage of Hurricane Beryl. The military has deployed a helicopter from the JDF Air Wing and offshore patrol vessels from the JDF Coast Guard to aid in the search for the missing fishermen. Beulah Anderson, aged 63, and a nurse from Waterbury, Connecticut, United States, residing in Duckensfield District, St. Thomas, has been reported missing since Friday, July 5th. She is described as having a dark complexion, medium build, and standing approximately 5 feet 6 inches tall. According to reports from the Golden Grove Police, Anderson was last seen at her residence around 8 a.m. wearing a white dress, carrying a brown handbag and a brown straw hat, and wearing a pair of cream-colored slippers. There has been no contact with her since. Anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of Beulah Anderson is urged to contact the Golden Grove Police at 876-982-2733, the police emergency number 119, or the nearest police station. At the time of this publication, a photograph of Beulah Anderson was not available. A 31-year-old Tyler was apprehended by the Linstead Police in St. Catherine following an incident where he allegedly shot a construction site worker Thursday night. He is in custody under suspicion of causing grievous bodily harm and violating firearms regulations. According to reports, around 7:40 p.m., both men were working on the Linstead bypass when a verbal altercation ensued between them. The accused reportedly left the scene briefly and returned with a handgun, firing shots that struck the victim in the right shoulder. The injured man managed to flee and sought refuge at a nearby business establishment. Police promptly responded to the scene and apprehended the suspect. The wounded individual was transported to the hospital for medical attention. Jamaican artist Shenseea, together with her team, including co-manager Romich Major, is extending a helping hand to residents of St. Elizabeth severely affected by Major Hurricane Beryl this week. The Blessed Singer shared footage from Romich Entertainment headquarters in Kingston, showing care packages and construction materials being loaded onto a truck. "We're loading up the truck to head to St. Elizabeth Saturday. We're here to assist those in need," Shenseea announced in an Instagram story. Romich detailed the supplies they gathered, such as tarpaulins, plywood, work boots, and more, aimed at aiding in the recovery efforts. They have also arranged for food supplies, including snacks for children, to support affected families. On his Instagram page, Romich provided further context, listing the sponsorships secured for the initiative. He emphasized their commitment to offering practical support to the victims. "We're packing up supplies to go to St. Elizabeth Saturday to help in any way we can. We won't wait for anyone else to help our country, no matter how small our contribution may be," he wrote, highlighting Shenseea's leadership in this outreach alongside his brand major marketing, food brands, and hardware support. Shenseea, whose real name is Shenseea Lee, has a personal connection to St. Bess, having spent a part of her childhood there before moving to Kingston. Her compassionate gesture has garnered positive feedback from her followers on social media. Category 4 Major Hurricane Beryl tragically claimed 2 lives as it passed along Jamaica's south coast, with a 10-year-old girl and a 20-year-old man still missing.